What's up, everybody? I hope you're having a magnificent day. I have some video action for you to help you become a greater version of yourself in the gym. Something that will help you grow, maybe some knowledge here, specifically on the difference between strength training and muscle building training or bodybuilding. You know, the difference between hypertrophy and strength training, essentially. And basically, where I want to start this video off is that you can always incorporate the both. You can incorporate the two into a training program or regime. I do that, and I call it hybrid training because it's like a mix of both. It's like a new creation sort of thing, but it's the best way to train in my opinion. You can do them separately if you want, like if you want to focus more on the other and stuff like that, but it's always good. You can get the best of both worlds by incorporating them together. But the first thing I'm going to say is that, sorry about that. First thing I want to say is that strength training incorporates more of your nervous system straight up. So when you're lifting, so say you see like really skinny guys and they could lift about like, they could deadlift like 220 kilograms, right? And they're quite skinny, and you're just like, how the hell do they do that? They're not even that big or anything. And the thing is, like I said before, strength training incorporates more of your central nervous system to lift the weight up, not necessarily your muscles. Of course, it's going to work different muscle fibers and it's going to strengthen certain muscle fibers, but overall, it uses more of your nervous system. So when you're training specifically just in strength, you'll always keep the reps really low. You'll always keep them, in between the ranges of 1 to 5 reps. Basically, that's because anymore and you're incorporating more of your muscle fibers. Basically, if you're doing more than 5 reps, more than 6 reps, you're incorporating more muscle fibers, and it's going to focus more on building muscle than building strength. But the whole purpose is to push as much weight as you can with as little reps as possible. So when your body gets used to bench pressing 100 kilograms for 1 rep, it gets used to that over and over again, and slowly becomes lighter and lighter and lighter. Like there's a technique some guy was telling me about, how this trainer he knew would put heaps of weight on the squat rack, and he would just literally get it and he'd put it up like that, and he'd sit there and stand there for about 30 seconds, and he'd do 4 sets of 30 seconds of just standing there, just to get his nervous system trained to hold that kind of weight on his back. So when he lifted it, it would be easier and his body would be more efficient at adapting like that. So like, you see how it works. You're simply putting as much force or as much load on the whatever exercise you're doing and trying to press it just for 1 to 5 reps. 1 rep is usually testing your 1 RM, and it still builds strength, but 5 reps, 3 to 5 reps builds strength, essentially. Now, how you want to train strength-wise is you want to make sure that you're taking, you're not going as hardcore as you normally would. So what I usually do is I do like a 4-week cycle, but I usually do it intuitively. So not always will it go by the books, but more so how I'm feeling on the day. So what will tend to happen is the first 2 weeks you'll do 5 sets of 5 reps on that exercise and you'll build strength. Then that 3rd week you'll drop it down to 6 sets of 3 reps or 5 sets of 3 reps. And then on the last week you'll go for a 1 RM or 2 reps, right? And you'll do 5 or 6 sets of 1 RM. And usually what that allows your body to do is, you hit your 1 RM and you fry your nervous system, and then the next week you start your 5 sets of 5, your nervous system recovers a bit more. But the thing is, sometimes that doesn't always happen. Like, for example, you might just end up having a surge of efficiency, and you just go for like 6 weeks straight of 3 reps or 5 reps, and you just build a ton of strength. And sometimes you might just have like weeks where it will just you just won't feel strong because your nervous system is fried, and that happens, and you got to go intuitively. So when you get to points where your nervous system feels fried and everything feels really heavy and you just can't lift it, those are the times to take deloads, which means you just put a lighter weight on. Don't do within the 1 to 5 rep range, keep it like that. You won't lose any strength, but it simply allows your body time to recover, your nervous system to recover, and then you can go bam, straight into it. Now, moving on to hypertrophy training or muscle building training, slightly different. With muscle building training, you're targeting more on the muscle, so it doesn't necessarily matter how much weight you're doing. You're just trying to contract the muscles and build as much muscle mass as possible. Basically, your reps you'll keep in between 6 to 12. That will be the rep range, and the reps will be slightly different. They won't be so fast and explosive. They'll be more slow in contracting. You'll be contracting and focusing more on your muscles, and in turn building more muscle mass. So your form will be better. Form is key. Same with strength training, but form is key in bodybuilding as well. And basically, you'll do different exercises. So for strength training, you'll specifically stick to compound movements, squats, deadlift, military press, right? Things like that. But with bodybuilding, you'll be doing more isolation movements as well as your compound movements as well. But you'll also be doing isolation movements in turn. And the way it goes with that is recovery-wise, you'll take 3 days to recover a certain muscle. But what tends to happen is, after you do, 2-3 months of bodybuilding, your body tends to fatigue, and then again your nervous system gets fried in different sort of area, on your musculoskeletal area, right, which is the outer muscle mass, and you'll have to take a week off or a deload week anyway, where you just go really light just to recover. But that happens, you have to do this intuitively. The recovery days are intuitive. Just make sure you listen to your body. If everything feels stupidly heavy and you're just like, I can't lift it. Like, I've gone from benching 100, and then 1 week all of a sudden I won't be able to bench 80 because like it'll just feel that hard. And then you just go down to 80 and just start like repping out, and it happens. But that's basically the differences between strength training and hypertrophy training or muscle building training. The sets are different as well. You want to be keeping 3 to 4 sets. I mean, it depends how advanced you are or like how long you've been training. I do 4 sets of each exercise, but you could always lower the sets and increase the amount of exercises. There are so many things you can change that will help you, but basically that's what I do. So that's basically my information that I have for muscle building and strength training, what the differences are. Hopefully you enjoy. Oh, you know what? I actually have another tip. What you can do with strength training is you can actually train multiple. You could at one stage train each lift essentially. You could train it like for 3-4 times a week. You could do that, and you will you'll still go up in strength. With bodybuilding, it's different. You can still do it 2, maybe 3 times a week, but you need to recover a lot, and it would take a lot longer anymore, and you're just hindering recovery with muscle building. But with strength training, you could do 3-4 times a week, deadlifting 3-4 times a week, and you could build strength tremendously quickly. But anyway, guys, that's the last thing I got for you. Hopefully, have a wonderful day. It's Christmas Eve. Enjoy. Make all kinds of gains in the muscle department and the strength department. Peace.